Hello and welcome back to Chat About It, Don't Shout About It with me, Rachel, the Queen of the Work, as crowned by one of my haters. I'm away on holiday at the moment, so this is not my normal content. I will cover the news when I get back, like I normally do. This is a subscriber request looking at some travel stuff. This is from my trip to Ireland. This time I was taking in the scenes from the areas around where the Titanic was built and, of course, part of the Narnia Chronicles tour. So, enjoy. Hey, people. Today is a day by myself. No Caroline today. She's taken a chill pill after yesterday's coach trip. We've got an action-packed day. We're off to the SS Nomadic first of all. We're going to have fun over there. We did end up on it the other day when we did our Titanic street tour, but that's all right. I've already paid for this ticket, and I'll be able to get to the bits that I wasn't able to do the other day because Caroline couldn't get to them. So let's go back to the Titanic Quarter. The whole point of today is doing as much of Belfast as I can on foot. Normally I would do this with Caroline, but of course, because she's had that unfortunate accident, we've not really been able to do it. So I'm taking this opportunity today to do as much as I can on foot, take as many photographs as I possibly can, so that at least then she's also got something that she can have a look at and laugh about and say, well, Rachel saw this. And when we come back to Belfast, I'd like to go and see that too. So a lot of what I'm doing today is also for her. Look at the Victorian architecture. You get a real sense of it in Belfast. The sign says Pottages Entry. This is the Big Fish. I really wanted to see this later on in the week, but I found that I didn't have time, and then on my way to the Titanic Quarter, I came across it. I'm really surprised, and it's a really big fish. If any of you are Games of Thrones fans, you'll see these dotted throughout the Titanic Quarter. They are called the Glass of Thrones. Over on camera right is the SS Nomadic. That is where we are heading today. In the middle, that is the Titanic Museum. And next to it is the Pump House, which has a little gift shop, and if you want to buy tickets for the SS Nomadic and other things, that's where you go. There she is, the Nomadic ship in all her glory. Hamilton Dock and SS Nomadic. Welcome to Hamilton Graving Dock, home to the SS Nomadic, RMS Titanic's little sister, and the only surviving White Star Line ship in the world.
This is the nomadic that you're actually standing on today, and don't say you're going to interrupt me because you're not. So she was built over 110 years ago over in our shipways, actually behind the museum, beside the Olympic and the Titanic. So she was primarily a tender ship for the Titanic. In Cherbourg in France, the port was very small and very shallow, so the like of these big ships, big liners, couldn't have made it in. So she would have taken first and second class passengers out of the Titanic about 20 minutes, going about 15 knots. Traffic, her little sister ship, would have taken third class passengers and luggage, so first and second wouldn't have ever mixed with the third.
Hello, the pen is for staff only. Please, take a seat. We will serve you at the table.
Sorry, you're not allowed to record. Only photos.
Oh, it's only photos?
Yes.
Oh, okay. This is a map of the Harland and Wolff stuff. So this is the dock where it was all kept, and over there is where the Titanic and Olympic slipways are. And this is the SS Nomadic. She's miniature compared to what Titanic and Olympic would have been. The museum is said to be the size of the bow after all, and that was impressive. So that's us done with the Nomadic. That was a really nice little museum there going on there. It's the real Nomadic, the only one that's left standing from Harland and Wolff White Star Line, Olympic, whatever liners you call them. So now we're moving on. We are going to go to C.S. Lewis Square, and this is one that Caroline does actually want to do, but she's not going this time because I didn't really know anything about it until she mentioned it. There are the giant Harland and Wolff cranes that were specifically built for the building of the Titanic, Britannic and Olympic. They are huge! The people of Belfast say the H and the W stand for hello and welcome, but we all know that it stands for Harland and Wolff, really. Okay, so that behind me is the stone table from The Lion and the Witch and the Wardrobe. I can't remember if we see it in any other books, but I know we definitely see it in that one. It's the one where Aslan basically dies. And it's actually got a little description here that reads, the stone table is an ancient monument in Narnia, a slab of stone held on pillars, the proper place for traitors to be executed. Aslan agrees to be bound to the table and sacrificed, but when he is magically resurrected, the famous table is broken. This is C.S. Lewis Square. There's not a lot here, to be honest, but let's take a look around anyways. There we go, behind me is Aslan himself. He's quite ferocious, this statue. Mr. and Mrs. Beaver. This is Malgrim, the ferocious wolf, and believe me, this sculpture is quite ferocious. Hello, Mr. Thomas. Of course, he was in The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe as well. Oh, there's another one. I believe this is the White Witch by the looks of it. There she is. The White Witch, who gave Turkish delight to Edward. So overall, there isn't a lot here, but it is a nice quiet area if you want to get out of the actual hustle and bustle of Belfast. So on to the next. We are going to Clifton House next, which is actually a poorhouse. So I've come to Clifton House, which is just there. That is Belfast's poorhouse. I don't know what the rules are for filming inside. I'm just going to move because otherwise I'm going to get run over by a car. But we're going to go up and we're going to see if we can go in. It does say it's open. So with any luck, we'll go in and have a look. A short bit of information about the poorhouse. The poorhouse in Belfast was a safe haven for the poorest and neediest in society. The Belfast Charitable Society were to the fore in providing the essentials such as food, as shelter, but they also provided training, education and skills which were to enable people to live independently once more. If you guys want to know a bit more about the poorhouse, go to www.visitbelfast.com/partners/Clifton-house-Belfast. So that's me done at the poorhouse. Now, interestingly, there's been talk in my family that there were some people that were at the poorhouse, and I came across the name White in there, and White is actually one of our older family names. So who knows? I could be descended from the poorhouse people. So what you're looking at now was probably my least favourite part of the day. It was for me one of those, if you've seen something like this before, you've seen it all. But this is part of the Victoria Street, or Great Victoria Street, I can't quite remember, shopping precinct, where you went all the way up the stairs and there was a ginormous dome and you could see certain landmarks from this glass dome. It was a bit like being in the Crystal Maze, to be honest. So for some reason I forgot to film myself saying this, but we moved on to County Hall because we were going to the Titanic Memorial Garden at County Hall. It's just a very small memorial garden, but it's definitely worth seeing, especially when you see a name that you know on there. This part of the memorial are all the victims on the Titanic. Don't really know who this dude is, I thought he was interesting nonetheless. Titanic Memorial, erected to the imperishable memory of those gallant Belfast men whose names are here inscribed and who lost their lives on the 15th of April 1912 by the foundering of the Belfast-built RMS Titanic through the collision with an iceberg on her maiden voyage from Southampton to New York. Their devotion to duty and heroic conduct, through which the lives of many of those on board were saved, have left a record of calm fortitude and self-sacrifice which will ever remain an inspiring example to succeeding generations. Greater love hath no man this, that a man laid down his life for his friends. So I was trying to film my outro and all I could hear was beep, beep, beep. So I've switched to voiceover. We covered over 20,000 steps today and over 10 miles just by walking around the Titanic Quarter alone. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you know when I'm releasing another video, because the next Belfast one is a very exciting one. I release every Wednesday at 5 PM. Thanks very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye!